If there's one thing I like about, places like Furaffinity and DeviantArt and Echo's Portal and even Inkbunny to an extension, it's the fact that they do give you the opportunity to do something that, well, you might think is kind of controversial, but not really, because, well, why have the option there if you didn't want it to be there? And that is the fact that when people, upload those stories, especially stories that might be something that, piques your interest, or it's something that you're kind of a fan of, when they upload the stories, most of the time they upload them with the option to download it. And yeah, it means you could technically download it to read offline if there's no power, or you're on a long trip or flight or whatever, road trip that is, and flight or whatever. But in actuality, when you think about it, depending on the program you have on your computer or your tablet or your phone or whatever, it also gives you the opportunity to edit the story and, kind of remake it, rewrite it the way you could envision it. And that especially goes for stories that you might request and commission from certain people. And even though those people that you request and commission or even trade to have certain stories made for, or made by, I should say, those people, they do put in, the work. They do take time out of the schedule to put in the work, and they do a decent job. And even though it may not be the way you envision it, it's pretty much close to what you asked for. But again, that's where the option to download the story off sites like Furaffinity, Echo's Portal, Inkbunny, and DeviantArt come into play, because once you download it, and depending on the program you have, you can actually write and structure the story that you had requested, you had traded for, you had commissioned to be the way you want it. I mean, for example, recently I had a story get uploaded by somebody I commissioned back in late November, and even though they took time to get the story made and everything, because they had other projects to take care of, other commissions and things, as well as personal life situations to deal with, which is all fine and good, no problem, take your time if you will. Even though they uploaded the story that I commissioned to them recently, it wasn't exactly the way I envisioned it. Now, did they have elements in there that I wanted? Yes, they had a lot of elements in there, and it did go somewhat in a direction that I was kind of hoping for, but not precisely. But I will give them credit for kind of doing it in a way that, well, basically is exactly what exactly what I asked for. But again, that's where the whole, downloading option of the story comes in. Because now, not only can I, read the story, offline, like on a long road trip, flight, during breaks and all that at work, or even before bed, but I can now edit it and restructure it the way I had originally envisioned it. Kind of basically make it the way I want it. And if I want to upload it, I will give credit where credit is due and say, hey, the original version that was uploaded and created for me via commission can be found here by this person. Check out their work. And that's only right to do so. That's the only right and justified thing to do. That's the only right and justified thing to do, because what you're basically saying is, hey, you want the original version? Here, go check out this person's page where it's at, and also support them as well, along with their other work. And to me, like I said, that's only the right thing to do. But also what's interesting too is you can also download other stories, like I said, that pique your interest, that are kind of, I guess you could say identical to what you're a fan of or you're into, and restructure them the way you want. Or you could take elements from certain stories that you might enjoy and incorporate them into stories that you're trying to create as well. Like for me, I'm trying to work on somewhat of a sequel to Blue Quill 68's Queen's Delight story, and do it in a way that's, not only kind of like feels like a continuation, but takes it to another level that basically I don't think Blue Quill 68 would have imagined, if you catch my drift. But yeah, that's basically what the plan. That's basically what part of the plan could potentially be. Because yesterday, I did kind of, continue off. I kind of restarted or kind of resumed where I left off when I started writing this story on my phone. I kind of resumed writing it a little bit, not too much, but a little bit on my computer. And now I know that with the opportunity to download certain stories that could help, build that story even up more and make it a little bit more interesting, if you kind of get the key word there, than the previous one, then that's that's good enough for me. If you kind of see where see what I'm alluding to in the long run. Yeah, but for a lot of us, the opportunity to download the stories and fund these various places, like I said, Furaffinity, DeviantArt, Inkbunny, and all that, and Echoes Portal, it's a great opportunity for us to not only read these stories when we want, even offline, but also it gives us the opportunity to basically, it also gives us the opportunity to kind of maybe restructure the stories the way we feel, the way we feel they could go, or maybe write them, reword them the way we think they should be reworded and all that, and maybe extend on situations that just probably not as long as we would hope they would be or imagine they would be, and everything, and make them a lot longer. So, in a way, it's a benefit for us, and even the ones that originally do the stories, because like I said, the ones that originally do the stories and everything, believe it or not, should justifiably get credit for the inspiration for us to not only restructure the story the way we see it, extend certain scenes and moments in the stories the way we think they should be done, but also given credit for maybe inspiring us to use elements from those stories in our own stories down the line, or even maybe our own sequel continuations of stories they did, originally. But yeah, overall, I like this little this little option that we got, at places, at these websites, these creative websites. But what do you guys think? What are your thoughts overall? Let me know if you've ever done something like that, in the past. And until next time, guys, I will talk to you later. My bus is about to arrive in just a little bit, hopefully. And I am out. Peace.